I would not be mad at you if you said that tonight's first round for the 2026 NBA draft was boring, because we didn't have a single NBA player other than the rookies be moved tonight. Hey, we did have some guys fall. We had some absolute insane steals, which makes for winners and losers in tonight's NBA draft. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. First of all, I just want to say the top 7 picks went exactly as expected. We got AJ Devonta to the Wizards, of course. We had Darren Peterson to the Jazz, Cameron Boozer to the Grizzlies, Caleb Wilson to the Bulls. Top 4 was expected. But then after that, when we expected the draft to really shake things up, no, we got Keaton Wagler to the Clippers, Mikal Brown Jr. to the Nets, Darius Acuff Jr. to the Kings, and then things got interesting. And then at number 8, I thought the Hawks might take Ademara here, but instead they took Kingston Flemings, and to pair with Jalen Johnson, I'm not mad at it, but they aren't one of the winners of today's draft. Instead, I have the team that did get Ademara, which is the Thunder. The rich getting richer, basically, because Ademara falling to them at what, pick number 12 is just absolutely insane. I mean, he's literally the best defensive center in the draft, and to have him to go against Wemby, they got their guy at pick number 12, which is absolutely insane to me. One of the Michigan guys, of course. And then getting Bennett Sturts after that is just still an insane draft for the Thunder, which makes me think that Lou Dort might be kind of gone, right? And maybe iHeart too, because now you have Chet Holmgren plus Ademara, right? Anyways, I'm not even surprised that the Thunder are one of the winners of today's draft, because Sam Presti is always going to find a way to get his guys in this draft. He has the tools for it, after all, with all his draft capital, so... Then we get another one of the major winners, which was the Chicago Bulls. I mean, they get their guy in Caleb Wilson that we expected them to take, who has potential to be one of the best players in this draft. That front court with Modest Buzelis and now Nick Claxton as well. I absolutely love what the Chicago Bulls have done over the past few days with the new GM there, with the new office. It's just completely new team that is going to be interesting now with a team that traded for so many guards at the trade deadline. We love what they're doing in the front court now. I've seen people call them the slap team. I have no idea what that means, so if someone wants to fill me in on the comments what that means, that sounds pretty interesting to me. But I absolutely love what's going on in Chicago now. After a horrible front office running the show there, it looks like things might be going up now. And let's get to one of our losers, which was, for me, the Charlotte Hornets. For them, I thought their 2 picks were sort of reaches, to be honest. I mean, at number 14, they picked Hannes Steinbach, which I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but I felt like there were better guys on the board there. There were still LeBron Fillon Jr., who will talk about how he fell so much in this draft. There was still, guys like Cam Carr, of course, who I thought was a good pick for the Hornets, or who would have been a good fit for the Hornets, but they didn't end up getting him. And then they picked Kristen Anderson Jr., who, yikes, I felt that was sort of a reach too. I mean, I had him down at 24 in that range, so I just felt like there were guys that fit a bit better for them, and their picks were reaches at the end of the day. Speaking about Phil Jr., what an absolute steal for the 76ers, so that automatically makes them a winner in today's draft, because speaking of a guy who literally thinks of Tyrese Maxey as his role model, as one of his role models, and to get him at pick number 22, I mean, I had him all the way, he should have gone in the lottery, to be honest. And to get him at pick number 22, who's going to be a backup guard to Tyrese Maxey, you can learn from him, absolute steal. Another team that makes it into my winners because of getting an absolute steal, the Los Angeles Lakers. I hate saying this because I was kind of hoping that my team, the Warriors, would steal in and get another first round pick to get this guy. But Cameron Carr, getting Cameron Carr in LA to be another shooter next to Luke Kennard, when they obviously need more shooting around Luka, or now around Austin Reeves, around LeBron if he comes back. Steal for the Los Angeles Lakers. I thought the Knicks might take him, but the Knicks always love their international players. They got Sergio, I think. I don't really know what's going on with their trading, but anyways, back to the Lakers. Absolutely a winner for me today simply because of getting Cameron Carr, who I thought could go as high as number 14 in today's draft. I feel bad for both Philon and Carr because I was watching them be passed on so much. And those were 2 guys that I absolutely loved in today's draft. Maybe I just like shooting and scoring guards, but Philon and Carr, for both the Lakers and the 76ers, steals. And then on the other side of things, for a team that I felt lost out in today's draft, the Detroit Pistons. Now, this isn't a huge loss, but to move up, 5 spots or so, to pick Ibuka Okori, I didn't really think that was such a smart move, because I thought Ibuka Okori would be there at 21, and instead you sent, I think, a couple second round picks to the Grizzlies to move up. So sort of a minor loss in today's draft. But back to a winner for today's draft, the Memphis Grizzlies. I thought it was absolutely insane that in a matter of 2 minutes, they got 5 second round picks, which, you know, they're not going to maybe use those second round picks, but they can always use it in trades to move up or to move down, like, and then get even more draft capital. So it always helps to get things in your arsenal and to move down 5 spots and still get your guys in Cam Boozer, who has obviously potential to be the best player in this draft. He's probably the most all-round player in today's draft. And then getting Kareem Lopez, who I'm not super high on, but at least you got your guy, who it seems like he was your guy, and he made history as the first Mexican-born player to go in the first round, so shout out to him. But to get your guys and to get 5 second round picks on top of that, you can't be mad at that. And then the Bucks, who would have thunk it? They're a winner after trading away Giannis. I mean, getting Braden Burries, who I so wanted to fall to the Warriors. I really believe they would have taken him at number 11 if he was there, but instead they end up taking Yaxel, which I'm not mad at. But back to the Bucks. Getting Braden Burries at number 10, well-rounded player who's probably going to fit super well next to Tyler Hero if they do keep him in that backcourt. And then taking a flyer on Nate Ament, I'm not even mad at that at all. I thought whoever gets Nate Ament, if a good team that's willing to compete right now was going to take him at number in the lottery, I would have thought that was a losing proposition. But to get him at number 13 and take a flyer on him, he has the upside, but he's just not ready right now. But for the Bucks, that completely fits because they're not looking to win right now. They're more so looking to tank after trading away Giannis. So not mad at it at all. I actually thought the Bucks were a winner in today's draft. I actually thought that they were going to take Nate Ament at pick number 10, but you actually take the best player available, which was Braden Burries at that point. And now you end up with 2 players that you absolutely love. So wonderful A+ draft for the Bucks after trading away a franchise superstar. And one more team that I'm kind of have mixed opinions on was the San Antonio Spurs. At first, I thought this was somewhat of a loser because you're taking 2 centers in Jaden Quaintance and Terrence Reed Jr., who are good players, but I mean, Jaden Quaintance had some injury issues after a torn ACL, I believe it was. But you have Wembanyama. I understand the center depth, but maybe it's because the free agency market doesn't have a great center market and you didn't really want to take a chance to bolster up your center depth, and so you pick 2 centers, but picking 2 of the same position when there are other players available, you let me know whether you thought that was whether they're a loser or a winner. And then obviously, I haven't really talked about the top picks at all, but I think for honestly the top 7 picks, I think all those teams got the guys that should have gone there and the guys that they liked the best. So AJ DeBonsa, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson, Keaton Wagler, Michael Brown Jr., Darius Acuff Jr., those are all guys that I believe those teams won, period. So yeah, that was my instant reaction to the NBA draft. I'm not a huge draft person, but those are my thoughts. If you liked this video, you want to see more of these type of videos, of course, subscribe, comment down below what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next one.